sure you keep up with all the new content on Gaming for XP. Make sure you subscribe and hit that notification bell, and we'll let you know once we've uploaded anything that's new. See ya! Welcome back to the channel, and as you can see, we're in a top secret location today. Show you where we are. We're very close to Sanctuary. You can see the arrow just at the top there. And I thought I'd do a little build using a workshop anywhere, and just see if I can find a wee location that you don't normally see and build something. And the idea and the influence for this today is really just to have kind of carry on for what we've been doing recently. We've been building things that are supposed to look like existing buildings, and then we've been kind of making them look as though people have come along and populated them. So that's what we're going to do today. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to fill in this little gully here using the grounded mod, and I'm only going to show you a little bit this building, so just so you can get a flavour of how I go about trying to do this. So we're just going to drop all these little foundation pieces in, and I've sped this up because it's not too difficult and it's pretty repetitive. So using these little foundation pieces, as I said, for grounded, then I'll use the smaller pieces just to fill in the gaps a little bit. Now, while I'm remembering, a big shout out to a couple of mod developers. I'd like to give a big shout out to the mod developer of Workshop Rearranged, who has recently requested a couple of pieces that I wanted him to add, or her to add to the mod, and they have been very kind to do that, and I'll show those, I'll highlight those in this build a little bit later on. And also to the mod developer of Creative Clutter, who's just had a big update. I was so excited. Creative Clutter and Workshop Rearranged had a update at the same time, and it was just like my brain nearly exploded because I just had so many new items to play with. And again, you'll see those items, and I'll highlight what they are in this build. So now that I've got the foundations down, I'm going to use these brick blocks to define the front area of this building. And it's going to be kind of, my idea for this was to have some kind of little store or gift shop or something that we see occasionally in the Commonwealth. I think we see them. There's one very close to Sunshine Tidings on the pond there, and that's kind of the influence for this build. Now you can see with the grounded mod, see how flawless that is, and you wouldn't even know that we'd use the mod there. Going to use these white brownstone bricks, and like I said, I'm only going to show you part of this because most of this build is decoration, I've got to be honest, and it's not really exciting the way that the building is. It's really just a square box, and I think, you know, we've showed enough of that on the channel. What I do want to highlight is the fact of what you can actually do with a base build, and I've been talking about it a bit lately, that to make your builds come alive, you know, first of all, you got to learn how to build and how build order actually works. But once you've got all that down pat, it is really the decoration that really starts to bring your buildings alive and your builds alive. So, you know, you'll see in this build how it changes dramatically once we do a heap of decoration. And, you know, some of it could be regarded as kind of building stroke decoration, but it's not anything new as far as building goes. So those green panels I change out. I'm just putting them in there as a kind of marker and an idea, and just to try and give the building a different look. If I just left the bricks there, it would have just looked a bit boring and there wouldn't have been much character to it. So put a roof on, and we're going to put some posts in and whatnot, and then we're going to take you and give you the final tour of this, and you'll see a very big transition. In fact, it's night and day to where we kind of start and where we end up. And so thank you for the support. I know that a lot of people have been enjoying this series where we've been kind of looking at kind of making these builds look as though they are kind of in the game, if you like, or very lore friendly. And Siri wants to get in on the action too. She's excited about these builds also. So there you go. This is kind of where we're going to put a couple of posts in, and then we'll cut to the tour. So this is just the basic build, and a lot of things that I would usually do, like put a roof on, I'll just leave off this build, and you'll see how that all works now. So I'm really trying to sell the fact that this is an abandoned building. If any of you know that of Xbox mods that actually have debris and broken walls and stuff like that, please leave a comment for me down in the description, or if I'm posting this on Reddit, in the comments on Reddit, etc. Because I'm looking for a mod that gives me, vines and broken walls and all kinds of stuff like that to kind of take this theme even a step further. So I'd appreciate the community's help with that. So we'll get this last post in, and then we will move to the final walkthrough. It fights me a little bit, of course it does, because it's the last thing we're putting in. Come on, you know you can do it. I'm not got very much patience, so I end up persuading it in the end anyway. So there we go. Needs to be pushed in. There we go. And then suddenly it goes green. Go figure. So it looks pretty plain, and by the magic of editing, this is what it ends up. Now I'm running a couple of immersive mods, Overgrowth and Spring in the Commonwealth. I have actually got a video on the channel that talks about those in a little bit more detail, so if you want to learn about those two mods, please check those out. So have a little bit of a pier here for fishing purposes. You can see Dogmeat's having a bit of a swim, and this is actually very close to Sanctuary, extremely close to Sanctuary, but you wouldn't be able to tell. And you can see these immersive mods just make such a difference to the overall look of the building. So you've got a couple of benches and a trash bin there. I've tried to junk this up as much as possible, and I've put Fallons on there. Maybe that's not the right sign, but anyway, because there wouldn't be a Fallons in the middle of the woods. But anyway, I like the contrast. You can see I've added some support beams and some ply boards on the top as a kind of temporary roof, and we kind of built this little shop kind of looking area. And the Spring in the Commonwealth, the grass mod, actually adds green to the grounded mod, which is kind of cool. These items are the new items from Creative Clutter. So this sink and this little scrubbing bath area. And I'm actually using a military clutter mod, which was recently highlighted. You can see these wall panels. These are what I was talking about with Workshop Rearrange. See those wall panels? Those metal ones. Thank you so much to the developer that he added those and some walls into the game, which I've used in this build. You see I've kept it very minimal in the decoration, but it also does work with the overall feel of this build. So we'll walk outside, trying to go as slow as possible. I generally rush through. There's some wild mat fruit growing here, which I picked up on my way through, and they kind of work there. Up the stairs, and we've got a hidden little area. Now those of you who have watched the channel for a while and have been watching Cutler's Bend build series would have seen exactly this little design. I've tweaked it a little bit. So he's got a couple of weapons there, and again the military clutter mod comes into play here. I love this little locker here, all the gear in it, and again kept it reasonably minimal in the decoration. Again, one of the junk wall mods, there's just a little area to overlook, and the whole little fence I've put around here is a custom fence, so I've actually built that, so much so that I'm going to put a separate video out showing how to build this particular fence or a fence similar to this on the channel fairly shortly. There we go. So it's kind of a collection of a whole lot of elements. So let's move on to the last little bit. So because I was using workshop anywhere, I had to find somewhere to put the workshop. So I put it around the back here. You can see those supports holding the walls up. Just adds a little bit more depth and drama to things. So I thought I'd build a little workshop here. And again, these this is Creative Clutter, and you'll see a few of the new items from Creative Clutter here. These couple on the bench there. There you go. There we go. Special Forces Handbook is new. As is the Anarchist's Cookbook. And those items there. So there you go, guys. I hope this gives you some ideas. I hope it inspires you to continue this kind of theme of building survivalist houses, or or adding things to the game that look like they should be there. Thanks for watching Gaming for XP as ever. Catch you next time. See ya!